Welcome to another edition of the CS Podcast, where you can hear interviews with special guests such as
Dale Buchanan, Tom Waddle, Pierre Desir, Brent Berry, Ed Werder,
and many others.
Too big, too strong, too fast, too good.
So be sure to subscribe and tune in to the CS Podcast on YouTube at youtube.com/ChristianRE722.
Did you not get the memo?
That's www.youtube.com/ChristianRE722 for great interviews. Be sure to check out the CS Podcast.
You are ridiculous.
Motion left, split receivers outside the numbers. Here's play action, Young deep, under some pressure. Now Scaife turns and throws the ball. He's got a man wide open. Exposed Scaife in the 45 of Jacksonville. And he's run out of bounds at the 30. Over the middle, and it's caught for a Texas touchdown. Bo Scaife. Collins fires to Bo Scaife for the touchdown.
Welcome back to the CS Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Scaife, and I am now joined by former NFL tight end. He spent the majority of his career with the Tennessee Titans, also spent a season with the Cincinnati Bengals. He is now the CEO of Fresh Ed. You guys could visit his website at freshedlife.com. He's Bo Scaife. I appreciate you joining the show, Bo. How's it going, man?
Everything's good, man. Blessed to be here and excited and grateful to be on your show, brother.
Hey, man, the pleasure's all mine, and let's get this thing started. Like I said, we're going to be talking about your football career. Then I want to get your thoughts on a few things happening in the NFL, and, of course, learn more about Fresh Ed. And, Bo, you're from Denver, Colorado, and in high school you were a Parade Magazine All-American, Rocky Mountain News Colorado Offensive Player of the Year. You earned second-team All-State tight end as a senior, which was also the same year you helped lead your team to win the state title. You then decided to attend the University of Texas, which leads me to my first question, and that is, how did Coach Mack Brown and the University of Texas convince you to being a Longhorn?
It wasn't too hard. I had a lot of options to go to a bunch of big universities and universities that are well respected. And when I got to Texas on my recruiting trip, it just felt so right, and it was just a natural fit for me. Great location, not too far away from home. My family liked it, so. Plus, I knew the guys that they were bringing in my class. We had a number one recruiting class that year. Corey Redding, Chris Sims, a bunch of other Parade All-Americans and stuff. So it was kind of an easy choice, and definitely one of the better decisions I made in my life.
Well, it goes without said that you had a pretty successful college football career. Your final college football game was against Michigan in the Rose Bowl, and you guys won in a nail-biter, 38-37. And it was in the 6th round of the 2005 NFL Draft. You were drafted by the Tennessee Titans. Can you tell us a little bit about your draft day and what it was like to receive that phone call?
It was a very humbling day. Obviously, you always want to go higher than people say they're going to go. I knew I was going to drop a little bit because I had some injury problems and stuff, but it was a very humbling experience, but at the same time, I got to live my dream that day, which is playing in the NFL. So it all worked out, and I was just happy just to have the opportunity and be a part of a great organization that decided to take a chance on me.
Being a 6th-round pick, being a backup tight end, you're on the field quite often as you recorded 36 receptions for over 270 yards and 2 touchdowns. Did you expect to have the impact that you had on the team in just your rookie season?
I think I did. I missed most of OTAs and all that stuff because I had a sports screening coming out of college that no one knew about, and I had to get it fixed right away. So I kind of missed all the practices and everything leading up to training camp. But once I got out there in those first couple of days, I knew I was going to be able to play in this league, and I've always been able to make plays, and I understood the game at a high level. So it was just, I just knew how to play, and I think that helped me out a whole lot, and it definitely helped me out through my career, as the years went on.
The Titans went 4-12 during your rookie season, and you guys had the 3rd overall pick, in which you guys drafted quarterback Vince Young, who was, of course, your teammate at Texas. How pumped were you to be reunited with Young in the NFL?
It was a great moment for both of us. Vince is like my brother to this day. Definitely one of my best friends. So it was great having him, and it just made things, so more comfortable with me being in the NFL and having someone that I played with for so long being there and happened to be my quarterback.
Now, fast forwarding to 2007, Bo, you guys went 8-8 and fell to the San Diego Chargers 17-6 in the wild card round of the playoffs. That was your first playoff appearance, and in 2008, you led the Titans with 58 receptions and also logged 560 yards and a couple of touchdowns. You guys started the season 10-0. Finished first place in the AFC South with a 13-3 record and met the Baltimore Ravens in the divisional round of the playoffs. Unfortunately, you weren't able to win any of those playoff games, but you were able to play in them, which leads me to asking you, what is the biggest difference between playing in a regular season game and playing in a playoff game? How different is the atmosphere?
The atmosphere is extremely intense, and it's a little more intense than a regular season game because you have that playoff feel. You know that you're not playing next Sunday unless you get out of here with a win. So these are the moments you live for as an athlete and as a player. You want to play in big games. You want to make plays in big games, and those are the kind of things that take people's careers to a different level, whether it's good or bad. But to be able to have that kind of experience and just to relive it and even think about it right now, man, I just remember just that day alone, just how amazing it was to me, just to look back and think about everything that I went through, and I'm actually playing in this game this big, with a chance to, move on to another game closer to the Super Bowl.
And of course, it was the next season, 2009, running back Chris Johnson ran for over 2,000 yards. But we hear so much about how Chris Johnson's a selfish player, not a team guy, and that as well as his contract led to the Titans releasing him. They say. Let me ask you, being a former teammate of his, what type of teammate was Chris Johnson? Was he a guy that you enjoyed being around?
Oh, definitely. And I think everyone in the locker room enjoyed Chris Johnson, especially the O-line. Having a running back like that who can make you look so good and shorten the field for you at any moment in the game is definitely a plus for your offense. As a person, Chris Johnson has amazing character. He does a lot for his community, for his family, and for his friends. So for anyone who doesn't know Chris Johnson, to say that is kind of out of line to me. And for everyone that does happen to know Chris Johnson, I know to totally disagree with anyone just through his character or the type of player that he is, because he's an amazing person and player.
All right, sounds good. Now, final question about your football career, Bo, and that is in 2011, you became a free agent and signed with the Cincinnati Bengals. What was that change of scenery like, and what's the biggest difference between Cincy and Tennessee?
There was a lot of changes, two different organizations, honestly, two different philosophies with head coaches. I enjoyed my time so much at Tennessee because of Jeff Fisher. He was definitely a player's coach, and he let the players really kind of take over the team and kind of be the leaders of the team. Cincinnati didn't really have that feel. Marvin Lewis is a different type of coach, but their formula has been successful for them since he's been there. And as you can see, they're playing well this year and having a good season. So, just two different organizations, two different leaders leading those organizations. So you're going to have a little different atmosphere, but being in the NFL is just a blessing all in itself, no matter where you're at.
Chris Scaife talking to former NFL tight end Bo Scaife. And Bo, switching gears here, talking a little bit about the NFL today. Your one and only year in Cincinnati was Andy Dalton, a.k.a. the Red Rifles rookie year. He's had a pretty solid football career so far, and just a few months ago, the Bengals signed him to that 6-year contract extension that could be worth up to $115 million. Dalton has led the team to the playoffs in each of his 3 seasons, but has yet to advance them to the first round, past the first round. Can the Cincinnati Bengals win with Dalton, and is he worth that contract?
I definitely think they can win with him. Will they win with him? I don't know. The NFL is so tough to win, and people don't really get to see how tough it is. For a certain great example is, the Broncos last year. Everyone had them sure picked for them to win the Super Bowl, going through the season. They played amazing, but you just never know what's going to happen on that day. So it's really, really tough to win a Super Bowl and to be a winning quarterback in the NFL. I'm sure he's going to earn his money and win more games than he loses. It's not enough for me to say if someone deserves $100 million, because if I got it, I'm going to definitely say I deserve it. I'm sure he says he deserves it. But, everything is set on the field, and it's the greatest thing about that. He has the opportunity to, shut everyone's mouth and all his naysayers and critics who don't believe that he deserves a ton of money. He gets to have a say with that.
I'm curious as to what you think about the, I would say, the hottest team in the NFL right now, the Arizona Cardinals. They have the best record in the NFL at 9-1. They're coming off of a huge win over the Detroit Lions. I'm a big fan of their defense. I mean, they're missing two key pieces in Darrell Washington and Darnell Dockett, and they're still playing fantastic. I think they have the best secondary in the NFL, and that's saying a lot. You know, of course, they got Seattle in their same division. Now, they've been rotating quarterbacks all season long, and now with Carson Palmer out for the season, Drew Stanton will be their guy for the remainder of the season. Like I said, they have the best record in the NFL at 9-1. Are they the best team in the NFL, though?
They've been playing like the best team in the NFL. Like I said, it all comes down, the NFL's played week by week, so you got to prove yourself each and every week. They're doing a great job of that. They're rallying around, their new quarterback, the guy who replaced Carson, and they're just playing for one another. And that's the greatest thing I think the NFL offers everyone is that team aspect and how you really have to come together as a team and play for the guy next to you to be successful. And they are a prime example of that. And I know they got a big test this week in Seattle. I think they play Seattle.
Yep.
So that'll be a huge test for them. But as they've been doing it and proving everybody up, all along the season that they can handle those tough situations and those big moments against other great teams.
And lastly, before we start talking about FreshEdLife.com, Bo, I'm from Chicago. I'm a Bears fan and expected them to make a playoff appearance, but they're 4-6 right now. A couple of weeks ago, they allowed back-to-back 50-point games on defense. The offense isn't nearly as effective as it was last season. It seems like the talent is there, but it's just not clicking on the field. Many think that the players have bought out, and there's no way that Mark Trestman and his coaching staff will ever be able to win in Chicago. I got to get your thoughts on the Bad News Bears.
Well, first of all, Brandon Marshall's my favorite player in the NFL. I love the team that you guys have over there, and it's just one or two things that's going to turn it around for you guys, and they can get on that hot run at any moment. So, I remember a couple of years ago, I think Baltimore was 6-6, and they went to the Super Bowl. So, you never know what happens. They get hot, which is what you want to do. You want to get hot at the end of the season. So they just came off a win, and they can just keep compiling these wins, all the way through December. They'll be in good shape for the playoffs and to make a solid run for the Super Bowl.
I certainly hope they can do that. That will definitely be fun to watch, and I guess only time will tell. That's for sure. They play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, so it's going to be a Lovie Smith, Josh McCown reunion here in Chicago. But Bo, it's been a pleasure speaking with you, man. Let's talk a little bit about what you're doing nowadays with Fresh Ed and FreshEdLife.com. Why and how did you decide to start this up?
It was when I retired in 2012. I had a neck injury, and I just had a lot of downtime to think about my future and reflect on things that I wanted to do. So I immediately understood that I needed to rewire myself, and so I sent myself to business school real quick. It took me about 21 months to complete, and I came out a whole new person with a whole new vision, and I wanted to create something that was inspiring, empowering, makes you feel good, and had that component that gives back. And all those things are what Fresh Ed is made of. It's a lifestyle brand, and we want to enrich lives through inspiration, education, and our comfortable active wear. So that's where we're headed right now. It's been a great startup for me. Got a long way to go, but I know that I'm doing something that I'm passionate about and that I'm in love with right now.
Hey, man, that's all that matters. I was looking at the website, FreshEdLife.com, and I see you guys are having a holiday sale coming up. Is that right?
Oh, yeah. All the shirts, we marked down for everybody to enjoy and to be a part of. I hope everyone takes this opportunity to go out there and check them out. They're amazing fabrics, they're amazing quality, and just a beginning of what we got to come. We got a lot of things on the way, with the apparel, with our initiatives, messaging, video, all the types of things that's going to inspire people to become the people they want and need to be.
That's awesome, man. It looks like I might have to get fresh, all right?
You got to, man. You got to. That's the only way to go, brother.
Hey, sounds good. Hey, Bo, I really appreciate your time, man. You have anything else for us?
Oh, no, I'm great, brother. I appreciate you guys having me on, man. Stay blessed. Keep moving forward.
All right, thanks, Bo. Hope we can keep in touch and do this again down the line. All right, man? Take care.
All right, let's do it.